let's I guess jump into the monthly report. Really, what is like the overall vibe you were getting from it?
Well, I mean, the meat of it was what we did at the end of last year, what we did 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
But the things that I hone in on are, we don't have the cards for 319. We don't know what this is going to look like, right? And so I honed in on, what are the things you're working on now? What are the things that you're working on that we don't have? And there were quite a few things that were just right up my alley. And it was, I mean, do you want me to jump into some of the things now?
Let's start with mining.
Yeah. I mean, not only are there the potential for a complete, like, if mining is tier 0 now, you can apply whatever tier number you want to it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the next level. They're taking it to the level that I think it needs to be ready for the economy to exist and drive your action to mine. Is the I explained this this morning on my stream, where they seem to take a route of, if you look at the Grey Cat Rock, they made that vehicle and then immediately decided, okay, we know we want to make a ground vehicle, but now we need to make the material that it mines.
Mm-hmm.
And like in real life, that's not how it works. In real life, these vehicles come about because of the difficulty to extract minerals from the earth. They were already there, right?
Yeah.
And it's now they're focusing on the distribution of minerals, what's inside them, how maybe some different characteristics to them. There's no details in the monthly report, but the details are, it's not just making the mole better for multi-crew by changing the mole. It seems to be by changing the material to fit the world and what they want to do. It seems to be material first, mm-hmm. and vehicle second, which is, even though they wrote the changes to the vehicles first, I think the changes to the minerals are the more interesting thing. But we again, no details on it, but exciting.
No details, yeah, is unfortunate, but it does sound like it's a lot bigger than it sounded like 5 months ago, maybe, when they mentioned it on the monthly report. They said, oh yeah, we're gonna you know, change the mole to be better than bringing multiple prospectors, but now you think this is like the next step.
I have a little more context to it. I was really, really lucky. I'd never seen this guy on anybody else's channel, but you know the guy who, he's the German guy who talked about the salvage mechanics with not Dan Truffin, but the other guy at like CitizenCon, and he's been like very forward facing with gameplay stuff from the EU team. I can't remember his name, and I apologize so much.
I probably know his face.
If you saw him, you would know. Mm-hmm. I'll DM you a picture of him or whatever. He just happened to be in my stream when 318 went live, or went into the PTU initially. Mm-hmm. And I just was like, listen, I'm jumping on this opportunity. I'm not trying to put pressure on you. Tell me why mining is the way it is now, because I don't understand it. I want to give feedback the right way, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to do your job. That's not the way to do it. Mm-hmm. It's, if I was to think how the mole would work versus the prospector, it would be, the mole would have more powerful lasers, and the maybe rocks that you would mine with a prospector, you can't mine with a mole because the lasers are too powerful, and then vice versa, right? And the rocks, why aren't they really big? And why can't we fill the mole with them? And I would just look at it that way, and I would love to hear your thought process on why you went the way that you guys have. And he just goes, you'll love what we do in the next update.
Ooh.
So that and you know, that was public and everything. It was like on my stream, so you could say it. And I was like, okay. And that's really all I needed. So it was just like, you'll really like what we do at the next update. So it seems to be focused on, that's exciting. That kind of stuff. I'm
not going to let myself get too excited, because my mind starts to race, you know, but we've had mining for so long. I know you, of all people, are very adamant about this. We've just had mining for so long, and we see that salvage is about to get its next update before mining might. So it's nice to hear that something might be going on with mining. What's something that you're pretty confident is coming this year that you're pretty excited for? I think we talked about this last month, but now we've got some updated information.
I mean, I don't know if we talked about the mining change. That's everything to me for me now, because I think everybody finds their way to pretend that Star Citizen is a game, and the way that I tried to pretend was like doing like big org mining operations, and they don't amount to anything. They don't mean anything. You make a bunch of money. What do you do with it? But the interactions between each other and figuring out the most efficient ways to do it was super fun. And just diving into that and doing that all over again is something I'm really excited for. Again, maybe it's a 319 feature. It feels like it's a 319 feature, but I don't know. And that is really it for me as far as like things that have kind of been out there. I mean, the missions, like everything around that, that update is really exciting, and the cargo refactor stuff, because that applies to that too.
Yeah.
If they ever do ship-based refining, I mean, I would be in heaven. That would be sick.
I was going to say, man, the mining updates, what they're talking about coming in would be cool, but then combining that with like the cargo refactor, possibly vehicle tractor beams, PES, meaning that you guys can like maybe remember where some deposits are, like that. Yeah, the mining experience could be very different by the end of this year.